when a huge group of criminals organizes themselves and they want to go loot a store, a CVS, a Nordstrom, a Home Depot, until the shelves are clean, you think that's because of the pandemic?
I think a root cause in a lot of communities is the pandemic, yes.
What's happened outside of the pandemic to encourage people to commit these extravagant acts of criminal activity in public, right in the streets, highly coordinated, likely being organized by bigger organized crime actors? How about the fact that these are happening in states where there's no more bail? So, I mean, you get arrested, you're out. No bond. And then you're told, kind of like in the immigration situation, after you cross the border illegally, show up at this court date. And oftentimes, these are repeat offenders. And where do we see this? And again, it's not to say it could never happen in a red state or a big city that's in a red state, but where we're seeing it happen is the states and cities and municipalities that are far to the left, who have changed the rules.
It is things like defund the police, or the fact that there are no consequences for action like this, no bail policies, no bond policies. Those, if you reverse those policies, Jordan, it would make a direct impact on this criminal activity. Yet they pretend like that is not even something they could address. And then on a societal level, Jordan, I mean, you see groups, group after group after group on the left doing things like attacking the value of the nuclear family, or attacking the presence of parents in the lives of children, when study after study, Jordan, shows that the presence of a father is one of the most significant ways to keep a child from entering a life of crime, to make sure that they finish at least a basic education level. Jordan, so on both the policy side and the societal side, it's like they're throwing up their hands and pretending there's nothing they can do but blame it on the pandemic that just rushed down the line and made these people commit these acts. Jordan, if they would focus in on things that work, and I think this goes back to what we talked about yesterday in the migrant protection protocols and the Remain in Mexico. Policies have an impact, and if they would focus on getting the right policies in place, taking the wrong policies out of place, and then also trying to impact society where it makes a difference, we would see change. Don't just throw up your hands, do what works.
Instead of encouraging prosecutors to go after real criminals, the Department of Justice prefers to charge parents, or at least potentially charge them with domestic terrorism. So the Biden administration has misplaced priorities. So when a parent stands up and objects to critical race theory in a school board hearing, that particular individual could indeed be charged with a felony. But if an organized group goes into a Nordstrom's and they steal $300,000 worth of goods, guess what? They are out on bail. Often they are never either charged or convicted. And apparently the Biden administration is absolutely fine with that.
I think you look at factors, and that's what people used to do is, are you a repeat offender? What level of crime? Was it a violent crime? You know, most of the time, if you went into one of these stores and you had any kind of weapon on you whatsoever, this would be a major felony. That's where you can look at the bail issue. But when you abolish it completely for everyone, then you get into this issue where you're incentivizing the bad actors. And that then causes trouble for every community.